Hello there. This is Osmond, and I'm going to try to do a video where I talk over recorded gameplay. This is just a recording of a game that we played the other day, and so I'm just going to try to point out some things that we can work on to give you an example of how we can do the more sort of educational Overwatch that I suggested, and some of the things that I can try to help and suggest with. I'm going to run the game here, this replay, at half speed so that I can point out concepts quick enough and make it easy to understand before the game just kind of outpaces my speech. But right off the bat, in the beginning, we've got ourselves on defense in Junkertown. Now, let's just kind of like look at the comp first. So up here we can see that we have Orisa Zarya. This is not a terrible combo. Certainly, Hog is a better choice for pairing with Orisa, mainly because Orisa Hog is just such a good combo. Now, that's really only going to work out well for us if they are coordinated enough to have the Hog be using the shield as much as possible and to call out halts so that we can use the halt hook combo. And that works like Orisa does a halt, says that when they're going to pull, and as soon as they say they're going to pull, the Roadhog throws the hook right at where the ball is, and almost every single time you will hook someone, and if you can pull them into your side, on your side of your Orisa shield, that person is dead. End of discussion. They are dead. They are going to die. Even if they're a tank, they should absolutely die every time you're successful at that, which is why it's so good. You can't really do that with Zarya and Orisa. What you'll find is that Zarya wants to give Orisa bubble so that she can gain ult charge, but a lot of opportunities in which she would want to, you'll find that Orisa's just behind a shield or using natural cover already, and so it's not even a good opportunity, so you're sitting there with low energy. You'd like to have more energy. And so in this case, it looks like we have Hanzo and a Junkrat. They're going to probably be better bubble targets than Zarya throughout most of this game. I think that Neo will end up being the best target for bubble for Zarya. As far as our damage is pretty good. We have one sniper, one non-sniper. Generally speaking, if you're going to have a sniper, you don't want a double sniper. One sniper is enough. You do not need Hanzo and Widow, for example. It's nice to mix up sniper with non-sniper or extreme flank with non-extreme flank. So if you have a Tracer, you wouldn't want to pair that with a Sombra, for example. Tracer would go well with a Junkrat. It would go well because you've got one person doing one person on each role. As far as healers go, this is fine. Really, you're not going to go too wrong with healers as long as you're not running two of the off healers, which would include Zen, Lucio, and Brigitte. If you were running two of those as your healers, you're just not going to have enough healing. But as long as you have at least one or two main healers, especially at where we kind of are, which is sort of bronze silver, that's good enough. That's what you kind of want. So anyway, enough talking about comp. Let's talk about positioning, where we're starting off on this. So Orisa's fine where she is here. It's okay. What she's going to end up doing is Orisa's going to try to put her shield here. This is fine, and then you can use this wall here as natural cover. And you really got to look for natural cover as a tank player. So by standing right about here, maybe a little bit more to the right where Orisa is, and setting up your shield there is a good way to start this point. Or better yet, and what I much more recommend, is starting back here on the high ground with these other players. Like if you were back where Neo was, that would be a much better position. You don't have to worry about getting flanked as hard. They're not going to flank you without you realizing it. Whereas over here, it's pretty easy, for example, for the enemy team to go around the back of these houses. A Tracer could go up here, for example, or any DPS hero, go up here and flank you through this way. And as you playing Orisa where you are right now, you wouldn't know that. it would be very difficult. The people that would call it out would be maybe Zarya, or these people up here. They'd have to call it out in comms for you to realize it, and by then it might be too late. So that's kind of rough. I do like where Zarya is based on where you are. Okay, generally speaking, I don't like where either of you are, but based on where Orisa is, I do like where the Zarya is. That's a good choice. That's not bad. Zarya could also be up here or over here. However, I do prefer, I think, if you're going to be down here, to have your other tank down here as well. Looking at Hanzo. This is not advisable. I would say this is extremely unadvisable. The thing is about this is that even though you can get some knowledge, you can definitely use your Sonic Arrow to learn about what enemies are going to show up at this front door up here. It is still possible for more than that number of enemies to flood out of the gate in the beginning. And all it takes, really, when you really think about it, all it takes is one to see you. And then here you are on Hanzo, and there's your team over there. There you are. There's your tanks. You are vastly out of position. A better position, which is still not a great one, is right here behind this natural cover with this view. You can still have the high ground. You can still pressure their high ground. And it would take a hero of decent mobility to be able to get up to this roof and contest you. And you can see them do it usually. You're going to probably see it coming. And you can always go over to this high ground. And as soon as you get to this high ground, and probably even before that, healers should be able to heal you. Now, this is one thing to note, that you are not going to be able to be instantly healed by these healers from where you are. So even if you did take that roof over there, it's not guaranteed that I here as Baptiste would be able to heal you on a moment's notice. It's not like I'm Ana. I'm not Ana here, right? And I'm not Brigitte. I'm not Zenyatta. So I'm not going to be able to heal you instantly. It's gonna have some travel time. Moria is definitely not going to be able to heal you instantly. That's also going to have a lot of travel time. In fact, Moria should not be up here. It should be me up here with the Junkrat. I do like that. Moria should be up here if Orisa's up here, but given that Orisa's not, I would prefer the Moria to be back here with Zarya. And I only say that because of this flank, right? So this doorway leads to some bad flanks for you. It's very easy for them to sneak around into that area and bully you, and it would be really nice to have a Moria just sitting over here by this side. Maybe start off by throwing a damage orb towards the front. And basically puppy guard this entrance here and puppy guard this gate, which, you know, it's this area too is also a very easy way for opponents to flank. That would probably be the best place for Moria to be positioned in this moment. I think for me as Baptiste, this is a pretty good spot to start. It doesn't give me the ability as Baptiste. If I lower my viewing angle here, you can see, doesn't give me much ability to heal super far away. What I get is I can heal up to about the cart, but as I try to go further than the cart, my range is actually kind of blocked by this bridge. I'll end up, my healing grenade will hit the bridge before it actually hits you if, like for example, this Hanzo is trying to play like in this general area, like behind the cart, beside the cart. I am going to have a little bit of trouble hitting that. So that's also a thing to consider. So given all of that, let's see how we actually start this game off. Okay, so it looks like Hanzo is trying to do something very cheeky. I really, really don't like this. This is very bad. Now, I also really don't like where Orisa's setting up. This is even more dangerous. The fact that our team is not with the Orisa. This is tough. At this point, Zarya was in a good position. Now I don't know if I really like Zarya's position anymore. And it's not Zarya's fault. That's the thing. So there's really not much Zarya could do. At this point now, Zarya sort of needs to be up here, sort of needs to be over there, and sort of needs to be with you here. And there's not really any position that's actually optimal. You're kind of forcing the Zarya into being in a bad position no matter what. Okay. Okay, just now fired the Sonic Arrow. That's a huge mistake. If you were going to fire that Sonic Arrow to check, you would have done that immediately. Because if you took you that long to Sonic Arrow, who's to say who's standing there? What if 3 people are standing at this door? You're dead, and you're nothing if you're dead. You lose the fight. You're throwing if you're dead. So don't do that. Now this Reaper, is that a Reaper? No, it's a soldier. This soldier's going to contest. Let's see if you live through this. Okay, so you actually sniped the soldier. That is good.
I'm not moving.
Okay, and so it looks like our team has joined the Orisa down here. Notice that we could have all been up there, but we're not. Now, I've held the high ground as best I can. I'm holding it here. Again, this, for me, though, it's a pretty bad position because I can only heal you if you're on sort of the left or right side of this bridge, but if you're directly under the bridge, or kind of out of my sight, like this Zarya and Junkrat, a little bit out of my sights. I need to like go over to this side to be able to heal them, or pull more towards this side to be able to heal them. This bridge really does kind of hinder my vision. I would probably prefer to be over here for this kind of line of sight, and it is definitely, I think, a misplay for me to go over in that direction. I think I did because I saw everyone else moving over there, and that was my fault for sure. Okay, let's continue here. Okay, and just as I said, alright, now we notice the D.Va has flanked us to the side. This is automatically causing problems. Orisa doesn't even notice it yet. Looks like the biotic orb was eaten. That was good. Now the D.Va is kind of just straight dead. She took a lot of damage from the Moria and the Junkrat. And so what that D.Va should have done was just to stick around this area and probably just kind of bully the Junkrat and the Moria. And try not to don't even shoot the Orisa. Don't even give her the hint that you're there. Force us to use our comms to make that communication to our Orisa to get her to turn around and try to help us, or the Zarya to get her to turn around and help us. Okay, so this position is a little bit better. We're still on the ground. I don't really like it. I don't like that I'm having to be on the ground. Here you see me taking some lift off. I'm trying to get back onto the high ground here. Our shield is down at this point. Thankfully, there's not a lot of danger in front of us. But this is the point when we really should start considering what sort of natural cover we have available to us. And right now, given that we're kind of in this open space here, I'd love to be around this corner. So if I'm Neo right here, I'd prefer to be around this corner, or I'd honestly prefer to be on the high ground back there. Shakeable should pull back and use the cover until his shield comes back up, in which case he can be a little bit more aggressive. This trap is fine, however, I think the trap would have been better placed over here on your flank. Right outside this door, like next to these rocks right here, perfect. That way D.Va comes back around, you know immediately, and she's kind of just baited. I'll be able to hit her, I'll be able to communicate it. So I don't know. I think I don't think this is the right place for the trap. Trap should probably be just like in your most flankable positions. So they're gathering back up. It looks like I don't know really what they're doing. We've got our shield back online, which is good. Their soldiers free firing at us now. Look at our Orisa's health. That was pretty close. So this is why we're pulling back. See, I can see we're now finally pulling back. We get halted. That's really bad. And looks like this is also not great. So at this point, we all should have pulled back behind this natural cover. And it looks like we have me, Neo, Reggie, and ZZ. Really, we're all kind of in this natural cover area. It looks like ZZ might not be, but he's also at full health, and he can easily just kind of turn over here this way. Whereas Orisa was just kind of moving around here and then move towards the middle. That's not what you want to do. You really want to hug this. You really want to hug that, and it's so important to use that natural cover. And looking at the enemy team, it looks like they have 3 people that are behind a shield, a Baptiste that is underneath an immortality field, but otherwise still vulnerable. There's no reason for him to throw this immortality field if he's got the shield behind. And there's no reason as well for him to peek in front of shields like this. That's just taking damage for no reason. Even with the immortality field up, we can still get him down to like 50 HP or something like that. Don't allow yourself to get to 50 HP, because then the IF goes away, and then what? You're at 50 HP. You're very killable. So not sure what's going on here or why Ashe is taking a lot of damage. It looks like they're shooting into here. Okay, so it looks like I'm pressuring them a little bit from this side. So they're being pressured. Really, I wouldn't be surprised if they went on the flank through there just after this. And I also wouldn't be surprised if this Orisa really pushed on us hard here. Really, all three of us, since the shield's down, I meant the enemy team, all three of them should push on us right now because we don't have a shield. We got our shield back, so that's good. It just went down immediately. Orisa's really low. We need to focus on healing her. Get into position. I like the healing orb. That's really good. I like the immortality field. Good. It's pretty well placed, but not well enough. They're actually able to kill it. So that was unfortunate. I know I was trying to aim for the safe spot right here, which is something you should always do as Baptiste. Never place a lamp in a vulnerable position. This is pretty terrible. So we're like right up against that enemy shield there, and we killed it immediately, which is good. So it probably wasn't that big of a deal. It looks like, let's see, keep going. I'm trying to keep our Orisa alive as much as possible. We got a healer orb on an Orisa. We wouldn't have to heal the Orisa as much if there was a little bit more natural cover to play with. Now right here, they're pushing into us really hard, and it looks like we're kind of backing ourselves into a corner. If we're going to back ourselves here, what we want to do is back ourselves into this natural cover here. We want to use this. What we don't want to do is back ourselves into this natural cover. One, because they flank just over the side right here. As we're passing back this way, this Ashe is just ripping us a new one really bad. And there's not really much for us to back into. We're not actually going in the direction that the payload is going. So we're not going to have this sort of defender's advantage anymore, because we're basically being pushed over here, which is, death. And then also, if we were pulling back this way, we know this is where they want to go, and we want to be in the place where we know they're going to come because they have to. Whereas this, they literally don't even have to. They can toss a shield and just push the payload past us. So I don't like that we're backing up in this direction instead of this direction. Okay. So this is good. We got 2 picks here. After it looks like Mercy rezzed that, and then I have the amplification matrix. Now this is pretty good because we have a shield and an amp matrix, so we should actually be able to pressure them pretty well at this point. The amp matrix goes really well with Orisa because I'm obviously using it, and obviously Orisa's using it. It's just raw value. I should still be focusing on healing our Orisa up right now because she's kind of dwindling. Hopefully we can get a pick on the Orisa or Mercy with this amp matrix. Looks like we have used Coalescence. Coalescence trying to focus the Soldier, and it looks like Soldier just took out me, Moria, and Hanzo. Okay, so on the board right now, they have Soldier, they have a low D.Va, I have an Orisa, a Mercy, and you can see the Ashe inside of the building about to flank us. There's not really much Orisa can do to survive. But at this point, since they seem to have a pretty full squad, it's probably best, since they just killed 4 of us, probably best that we do a retreat. I could see, for example, tanks retreating back this way. Neo can probably retreat using her jump mines, her remote mine things, and just go back this way. Try to land over here in the window, this way here. So I think Junkrat has a reasonable chance to escape, but if all three of them stay here, then we're just feeding ult charge. Whereas we could try to get out with Neo now. But if I recall this correctly, it is just a team wipe. So we got his shield. That's not bad. We blow another ult. Now that's very bad. Because we're already down 2, we probably don't want to invest ults in this fight anymore. And this is unfortunate too because we're not even taking full advantage. You can see the bongo, how it only has one person connected to it. Now we traded Orisa's here, and it looks like ZZ has to pull back. Unfortunately, ZZ doesn't make it, and it looks like Neo took the advice I basically just gave, which is to retreat because we were losing. So she noticed the kill feed. That's good. Still pressuring, still getting a little bit of ult charge for free, and retreats the window just as I said. Perfect. Now, Moria and the Hanzo should also hold back. Since we lost both of our tanks, it would not be advisable to enter and engage this combat without our tanks. However, it looks like our Hanzo has, and it looks like our Moria has, although defensively, and they are using natural cover, so that is good. It's not the worst. Unfortunately, the Hanzo does go down. Natural cover wasn't quite enough for that. It could have been perhaps different if our tanks had gotten here quicker, or if the Hanzo had waited for the tanks to come down. Now, in this case, this was also just unlucky. I like that Orisa came right back into the fight. We were only 1 down at that point, so that was still definitely a possible win. It's unfortunate that Bob had come out at just that a moment. So that is unfortunate, but you know, sometimes luck is a factor in this game. So Moria should retreat. I believe she's pretty low. No, she's got her health back. Okay. So, but yeah, I do like retreating here for sure. There's no winning this. Not when they're that close, and we just don't have all our people, unfortunately.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Okay, so
Only place for Omnics and Junkers.
I'd be careful of the Ashe here. Ashe is really just going to dynamite us. Look at the dynamite. How that's just doing work. Pushing away. The D.Va's pressuring up top, so it kind of forces us off the high ground. Again, I'm really not liking the position of our tanks. Really, the main tank here has to dictate where the rest of the team is. And as Orisa, if you can get the high ground, please take the high ground as much as possible. You definitely want in this corridor, as much as possible, to utilize this natural cover right here. This wall you see right here, just peek in and out, in and out. That's great natural cover. And you can just pull back, and here's more natural cover right here. You definitely want to use that as much as possible. But if you're Orisa, you really, I recommend to be up here if you can. The rest of your team can either use your shield as cover, use this little metal plate here as cover. You can use this metal plate as cover, and really you see the Junkrat and me here. It's kind of a mistake. The Junkrat is close to this, but not super close. Like, the Junkrat gets hit by Ashe, and then Junkrat might not have enough reflexive time to actually go over to this barrier and protect himself. However, Baptiste, me here, this is a huge mistake because I definitely can't. I am not close enough to that cover to protect myself from consecutive Ashe shots. I will die to Ashe here. So I need to be closer. I need to be like peeking around the corner. So on a moment's notice, I can actually get around that. So I see we've been pulling back here. Moria really should be further back than these tanks pretty much at all times unless she's confirming a kill. So I like where Moria's going, but she should have been there in the first place. This Hanzo has been really gutsy all game, and it looks like he's just being contested by D.Va. I would probably, I don't know, I would definitely try to hold a further back position as Hanzo through this game if you insist on playing Hanzo, mainly because D.Va's going to contest you all game. If you're above, if you're ahead, if you're trying to flank ahead like up here or way back there in the back, D.Va's just going to contest you, and you're going to lose to D.Va. You're not going to beat D.Va. Okay, she will kill you. Even though you have Storm Arrow, she will still kill you. Especially with her new boosters, she can definitely get you way better than she used to be able to. That's all I'll say on that. Okay. They're coming from the bottom, again, killing our shield pretty much immediately. By this point, with how much they've been destroying our shields, it would probably be probably a good choice to switch off the Zarya for a second shield, whether that be Reinhardt or Sigma. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe Winston as well, but really you're looking for that flat shield and staying behind in sort of that formation when on defense like this. Maybe if you're really good at Winston, that could be good. We're being really aggressive here. Now we have this natural cover, we could utilize this, but they're all there. And this is unfortunate. We get flanked. So no one was really paying attention to this, and this kind of, if I remember correctly, this was our undoing. That's a really good pull, though. That was a really good pull to pull the soldier off the top, and that's definitely how you should be using pulls. That was really good. Good hold. All right. Now we have 5 alive on point. This is fine. I don't know how much I like chasing out too far here. This could be really dangerous. I like a DPS flank, maybe pulling out around here in this instance, because you might be able to get a cheeky kill and then pull back in. But you see how Hanzo just went a little bit too far. He's probably going to end up dying here unless he can jump back. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He wasn't able to get back. I'm really glad that our tanks didn't push out too much further, though. And this is still way too far. This is way too far up. I don't like being here. There's no way this Orisa is protecting really any of our team when we're all the way back here. While she's up there. That's just super vulnerable. They can flank it super easily. And look what happens here. Wow, not a single kill. Okay, I was expecting that to be a little bit more, but still, we are extremely separated. We're not really together. It's more important to be together when your main tank is Orisa. We're using an ult here. We're using 2 ults, actually. Okay, looks like we pick off the Orisa. That's good. That is a horrible immortality field. Probably a fat finger or something, I don't really know. Okay, so their whole team's coming up from here. That's unfortunate. They're actually getting us. I was picked off by the Ashe, just as I said. Not enough cover. I'm not close enough in this peeking range to not die to the Ashe. So she was able to just pick me off pretty easily. Okay, when we start losing, I'm going to pull this sort of argument again. When we start losing, the Zarya has the right idea. We need to start pulling back towards where the payload is going to go. We need to pull back this way. Whereas some of us, I saw, were pulling back into this room. This is backing ourselves into a corner. This is backing ourselves into an advantage. And that's something you should really kind of try to think about. Now, they don't have a whole lot of attack power, but they do have a soldier and a pocketing Mercy. That is not easy. Oh, it looks like that's a BAP. What is this? Okay, so we actually have a Baptiste being pocketed by Mercy and a soldier over there. I think that those 3 versus these 2, because Zarya is just fucking off, that's probably a losing fight. I don't feel like we beat that, especially not especially. Just I don't know that we win that fight. They have an ulting Mercy and a soldier down there. I think that that's probably not going to go well for us. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, so the Junkrat was also kind of pulling him around too. It looks like Mori's able to save herself. Now we're still trying to engage this fight. It's not the worst. It still looks like a 3v3 for us. But now they have the Orisa on point, so this is a lot worse for us. Be very careful. And they have the D.Va. We're still sitting with just 3 on point. We need to definitely retreat. It looks like the D.Va's flanking. That's pretty bad. Hopefully our Junkrat can survive this. No, definitely not. Okay. That's really unfortunate. And our Orisa just got back. So upon seeing that, upon looking at the kill feed as Orisa, I imagine Orisa came out of this door here, and here's me coming along too. Upon seeing that, we should have just turned around. There's no way in the world that Orisa should have continued walking forward, seeing just a blob of red in front of her. That was definitely just, I guess, poor awareness. Reese's gonna get flattened. I'm gonna end up trying to keep her up, but that was a huge waste of an ult, because I don't think we can confirm anything on 2v6. Yeah, 2v5.
Time to raise my APM.
Super risky. I'm having to pull back into safety there. If I remember correctly, I couldn't really keep Orisa alive. It's not going well. We blew an ult, and we didn't really confirm any kills. We're just kind of feeding. So that was a very poor case of trickling. And then here's our Moria. Another unfortunate. She should fade back into that room and go away. But no, she fades into the team. That's feeding. Looks like Zarya has the right idea, kind of, but not really. Needs to pull back into that room and let him have it, because at this point we're just feeding. So here, now we've given him another body, and here's Zarya should really be retreating right now. That's really unfortunate. Oh, good. Okay, and so then it looks like we've got a McCree. Is that a McCree? Yeah, it looks like a McCree up there. Good thing the McCree also retreated. We might be able to save them in this instance. Now, Zarya should not go forward. Zarya should come back towards the Orisa. We have position back here, but we don't have position over there. So that's unfortunate. So we're trying to hold two positions there in a really not divey comp, so that's it's just purely split, unfortunately. Okay, it looks like we're going to stop Bob with the Orisa armor. That was pretty good, actually. I really like that. So you halted it with the armor, and then you put a shield in front of it. In theory, that was good strategy. It's unfortunate that your shield is just so much weaker now, and so it wasn't able to handle it. But you saved your team, and that was huge, actually. That was a really cool play, and I like that a lot. Okay, so I'm watching for flankers here, mainly. We have a good position. We're using the natural cover. Definitely doing better than we were in the beginning of the game. I'd like to see me as Baptiste to actually take advantage of the high ground here if possible. I'd like to see Neo as Junkrat if she could also use some high ground here to kind of get away from the possibility of Orisa taking her out. Looks like ZZ went on a crazy flank and just sort of grabbed the team behind the shield. I don't really like that grab so much. Looks like we were able to confirm one kill out of it, but had we destroyed the barrier first, we probably could have wiped them all. Now, it just turns out that it worked out. We killed the whole team, and I think we get credit for killing this Orisa twice, which is pretty awesome. So that was super feeding, and we got the ult out of her, so that was major victory right there. Yeah, here we have the flanking D.Va and Soldier, which would not have worked if Neo had been high grounding up here. Neo would have just turned around and literally killed the fucking shit out of him. Like, that would have been huge if Junkrat was holding the high ground there. Of course, having held the high ground up there, she wouldn't have been able to kill the 4 people, helped kill the 4 people that were on cart and got grabbed, but also that wasn't the best use of grab, and would have been able to kill the Soldier and then grab and kill the rest of the team. Maybe I'm being a little nitpicky. Just thing. Now here, the Soldier has been uncontested, unfortunately. We don't have the high ground. It doesn't seem like we have much resources to take the high ground. Unfortunately, that was a miss on Neo. She went up there to try to get him, didn't actually land on the ground. So Soldier's still up there, just firing backwards into our Orisa. Our Orisa's just gonna die, unfortunately, because can't really take the Soldier. So here's me, I'm trying to jump up there, and I fail to jump again, so that's unfortunate. I try to jump up there again, and I believe I get aggroed back off because he had this healing station, and I couldn't actually beat him. Finally, Neo confirms the kill. We get our Orisa back up. This is not bad. No, this is not bad. I'm down, so we're down to just Mercy as a healer. This is not terrible. So definitely not a retreat situation. This is fine. We should be able to confirm this Baptiste. Good. We should be able to kill this. Definitely should push on this. 100% push on this as well. Like, don't even need to go to the side. Don't even need to go to the side there. You can just rush the Orisa. Although, I guess you're fine going to the side a little bit. Just don't want to give her any chance at all. Yeah. There you go. Good save. Good save. Okay. Alright, here comes the damage boosted soldier. Taking the high ground again. We're trying to confirm the kill on this D.Va. I'm not sure how much we got here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have the other one coming? Where's the 6th? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's our 6th? Hold on a second. Where the hell is our 6th player? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Neo's way back there in spawn. Okay, so it's 5v, I believe, 4, right? Okay, we have 5v4 right now. That's good. So this ult was good. This is good, except for the fact that I put it in the wrong place. They can literally just wait it out. However, if I had put the ult here, sort of where, like in front of Zarya, then they wouldn't just be able to wait where they are or be able to flank us. They would have to truly retreat. And we'd probably get a pick off of it, probably stagger them. So, the thing I could say about that is that try not to use Baptiste's ultimate the way I just did, where I see them coming and so I put it up retroactively. I feel like I should probably be more aggressive with it and put it in front of me when I see enemies in front of me, when I know it's going to be effective. I think that would be very important. Here's a halt. Trying to come in. Not a bad halt. I do like it as an anticipatory. Maybe they come through the corner. That could have been good. I do like your strategy. Looks like they're grouping up. And they're doing a good job with that. We're kind of abandoning our position here because we noticed the D.Va. D.Va's pretty low. The Zarya should be back with her team. I do like that the Zarya is still sticking with the shield at least. It's not bad.
Got you in my sights.
Fire in the hole!
Okay, so yeah, this is definitely where we want to use natural cover as much as possible during Sylva's ult. Looks like we have, what do we have here? We got a McCree. Okay, so we have McCree. What are you doing? High nooning. Perfect. Good. Got a double kill. That's awesome.
Now, hold on.
Helden sterben nicht.
Good confirmation on the D.Va. Here on the D.Va, you wouldn't even kill her. I think it's a mistake to kill her. Yes, she's contesting the point here, but all she's going to do is start running this way. And you could wait it out, get her down to like 2 HP, let her keep running for a little while, and then kill her right here. The longer you can stall her from getting her mech back and being back in the fight like that, the better. It's only really when, if the payload is way over there, like about to win the game, that, and if she's contesting, then you want to do whatever you can. But when she has nothing to do but run away, kind of let her run away for a little bit, stall her out a little bit. You can actually get a good stagger. I probably missed a bunch of details there with the bob happening, whatever happened there, but it looks like I'll just zoom past since the video's already taken quite a while. Again, D.Va flanking. Going for our Mercy. Let's see what we do about it. Looks like our... Ooh, whoops. Looks like... okay, good bubble on the Orisa. Good bubble.
Defense matrix activated. Get through this.
And at this point, it would be smart to sort of try to adapt to their strategy. And we probably should be playing Winston. Probably. Because they do have an Ashe, they have a Mercy, both of which are pretty diveable. They're also playing D.Va, and we can peel back to save our backline if we're Winston, but notice how there's nothing we can do as Orisa to contest a D.Va on the high ground there. If their D.Va is up here contesting the Junkrat, or contesting the McCree in this manner, as Junkrat, we can literally just go up there and kill her, or at least contest her to push her back down. Whereas with Orisa, we can't. We're just kind of on the low ground here. Alright, that was a weird spot for the Baptiste to be. Absolutely feeding free kill. Now, this isn't bad, actually. The fact that the D.Va's up there doing nothing, not getting her ult, I mean, yeah, she might be charging it a little bit. And at some point here, we should kill her. But leaving her to go for a little bit, that is good. Letting her stagger as much as possible. Like right now, I should really think about. Oh, that was bad. I should really think about using my boots to jump up there and just confirm that kill. Just get a headshot killer. So that was a fat finger. I should not have put that there.
Easy.
They have a Mei now, which is a big deal.
Suiting up.
Definitely need to pay attention to that. They're using their supercharger.
Got you in my
They're using another ult. We should all back up. This is a get the fuck out moment. Lose as many bodies as we can. They have decided to use enough ults to guarantee a fight, and so we just pull back. Especially if they've already confirmed a kill. There's not really. I think it's a bad choice if they've already confirmed 1 or 2 kills and are currently using a few ults. To try to contest it and use your own ults is just kind of a waste of ults. Like, wouldn't you rather just save him and win the next fight?
It's high noon. Draw.
Boosters engaged.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. I think that High Noon could have confirmed more kills if he had held it out just a little bit
Der
longer.
Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei. Helden sterben nicht.
Alright, so we really lost a lot here. At this point, unfortunately, Junkrat has to stay where they are. They can't just retreat anymore. At least Junk is using the natural cover very well. That's really good. I saved the Orisa here a little bit with the lamp. Unfortunately, Orisa comes out of the lamp area for a moment. Back in, that's good.
Nerf this. All systems checked out.
Yep. Alright.
Get through this.
Helden sterben.
Not much you can do about that. Alright, so overall, let me know what you think, and let me know if you're excited about doing a more educational sort of thing like that, where we kind of just focus on one topic and work on that throughout the night's worth of games and give each other feedback. I can also just look at one particular person's gameplay alone and give them some sort of constructive criticism to help them, and I enjoy doing it. Alright, thank you so much.